All right, guys. Once again, thank you for being here. Welcome to Keep It Moving Group Coaching. If you were on this call today and you are present, then show me. Make sure that your camera's on. This is not audible. This is not something you just listen to in the background. This is about you showing up here, you showing up on social, you showing up in your business, and you just being present for your brothers and sisters on this call and be present for me. There's never been a time where I've came to a session with you guys and my camera is not on, and I would find it disrespectful to each of you. So I want to push you and I want to encourage you to take the time to spend this hour to be completely present. So you guys, we're going to go ahead and get rolling today. I got a lot of things on my list to share with you, and I really wanted to open it up today. First and foremost, I want to have somebody take us out on the field in true fast form. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call on 3 people. Now, these 3 people that I call on have probably never spoke on group coaching. So if you're on this call today, I'm going to probably push you and I'm going to ask you to share 2 business wins this week and 2 personal wins this week. And if you don't have any wins in either, then maybe it should be a reflection on self. So let's go. I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field today, and I'm looking around the room and who I have and who is here. And I'm actually going to turn the mic over to Ro. So Ro, you didn't know I was going to do this, but I'm going to have you bring us out on the field today. This is you bringing us into battle, and then also share with the group something that you are truly, truly grateful for in your life right now. So Ro, let's hear from you. Let's open this thing up.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I am a true believer. If you put it out in the universe, it comes to be. And so I've just been amazed by letting people know that I'm in this space and how many people have come to me and said, I want to help you. My next door neighbor, someone I met at a networking event, some friends I sent cards to said, hey, I'm going to work this with you. So I'm truly grateful for that. Because I didn't know how people were going to react, right? So I was really surprised and really touched by that.
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And we always talk about it. Never be a secret agent, right? And like, if you spend any time with Christina Pineda on our team, like, I don't care if you're putting in her cable, if you're the neighbor, if you're in the store, everybody knows, because when we think about what we do, this is all rooted in service. So why wouldn't I want to have that conversation with somebody? So great job, Ro, and great job of not standing in your way. So if you're going to bring the team out on the field and get them ready for battle today, what would that be?
Trust your heart and your gut.
Trust your heart and your gut.
Yes. Yeah. So when I thought about doing this, something told me this is the space I need to be in. And I did what I needed to meet you all, to be part of this team. So yeah, just trust that you can make this happen.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. And Ro, you've been showing up in a big way, and you've been participating in a big way, and you've been getting out of your comfort zone in an even bigger way. So hats off to you. Great job. I love hearing this. So I'm going to call on 3 people right now. I want you to share 2 business wins and 2 personal wins. And I'm going to go to some people that maybe I haven't heard speak that loud in this environment. And so I'm going to go to my second page here, and I'm going to call on some people. And if you contribute, then I'm going to ask you to put your cameras on. So Ricky, I'm going to go to you, big dog. I know you got family. I know you got kids, but I'm going to ask you to throw your camera on, share 2 business wins and 2 personal wins for this week. Ricky going once, Ricky going twice. All right, cool. We're going to move on. Marty Cruz, same for you. Marty Cruz, share with us 2 business wins and 2 personal wins for this week so far. Marty Cruz, you there? All right, guys. Once again, this is why your cameras need to be on. Ricky, let's hear from you, big dog. All right, let's go.
2 business say would be, I picked up a new client from a family member of mine, which was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that one. Another win I would say is my kid's getting a little better out of his comfort zone, so it's making me happy with that. Getting more on the public, so I guess that would be my other one.
Nice. I'll tell you what, I have a 12-year-old, and like interpersonally inside of our own family, she's super social, but outside of the house, like, she gets a little awkward. And so it's like, all right, you go pay the bill. All right, you go pay for the gas. And so we've been consistently pushing her to communicate more. And so good stuff. I love hearing that, Ricky. Marty Cruz is back. She has her camera on. So Marty Cruz, 2 personal wins and 2 business wins for this week. Let's hear from you.
Kind of hard. Sorry, I just walked into the gym. I don't know. I don't really know. I would say I've been farming my neighborhood for, I would say, almost a year. and I had one of my neighbors that I met at a block party that I hosted back in August. He referred 3 clients to me already. So I would say that's probably my biggest win. They may not be ready to buy now, but at least I know that I'm top of mind. He's been sharing my posts on Facebook. So it's been really exciting.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been hosting a lot of open houses. I've been, what else happened? Sorry, I'm nervous. It was one more thing. I mean, I had a listing appointment the other day. We didn't get it, but that's okay. And then I cold called yesterday, yes, or no, 2 days ago. And I spoke to this guy that I booked an appointment for a listing appointment. But it turns out after we reviewed the tax records that he's not in the tax records anymore. So we have to look into it a little bit more.
All right. Well,
That's it.
I love this. I love this. She's like, that's it. But here's the thing, you guys, oftentimes we think like, well, I'm going to farm, like we want the immediate results. That stuff takes time. I mean, literally that's a 12, 18-month plan that you put into place. And look at a year later, she's finally seeing results. So Mari Cruz, I love when you on and you say that you're nervous. And I love that about you because you do it anyways, right? You do it in script role play, you show up. So Mari Cruz, nothing but love. I appreciate you being on. Let's go to one more.
I just want to say that I've been feeling really stressed out and a little bit bad because I feel like I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm not seeing the results. So it's a little frustrating. And sometimes I wonder, like, what am I doing wrong? Because I'm not seeing the results yet. So anyways.
So Mari Cruz, so, and this goes for everybody on the call, but when you're doing the activities, when you're getting the appointments and you're actually doing everything, you feel like you're making progress in the actual activities, then it's time to really, really unpack and analyze what you were actually saying or not saying. Because if you're getting in front of people and you're actually doing activities, maybe it's something that you're saying or not saying. And maybe that's you just refining that communication or those objection handlings, or as we've been talking about in coaching, like the depth of your dialogue. And so that's something that you and I can connect with offline, but proud that you're making strides. And I appreciate you being vulnerable. So thank you for showing up and actually sharing and being honest with everybody.
I actually bought this book online and I just started reading it. So I brought it to the gym so that if I go in the sauna, I can read it. I don't know. I'm just trying everything and see what would help. So
you know what? I'm really glad that you're saying this because how many people often struggle that you're doing activities, you know that you're making strides, you look at your activity log, and you're like, cool, I'm doing a lot of great things, but it's just not coming full circle just yet. Has anybody ever experienced that? I know I have, right? And so that's when you really, really analyze your communication, break down every single part of your communication and say, okay, where can I get better? Where can I enhance? Where can I improve? And Mari Cruz, we can have that conversation. So we're all with you. We love you. We appreciate you and really appreciate you sharing. And I know that you're in the gym, so you can put yourself back.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mari Cruz. And let's go to one person. It's good to see his face. And I love him. Hector, I want to hear from you, bro. This week, 2 business wins and 2 personal wins. Let's hear from you to start this show off. You knew I'd call on you when you have your camera on. Chances are I'm probably going to call on you. So
wait, so I woke up this morning. Good morning, everyone. I woke up this morning. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get on group coaching. And then I get an amp problem when I was making coffee. And I was like, damn, it helped me up. But anyway, so yes, 2 wins. So 2 personal wins or a personal win. I sought out to do certain things at the gym this week. I went the days that I wanted to, and I did the things that I wanted to. So I'm happy about that. 2 personal wins. I had a listing appointment last night that went like about 3.5 hours. That just means there was a lot of good conversation, and I'm going to get the signatures on Sunday. So I'm happy about that. I am going to go do door knocking today with one and only Daniela Marketing Babe over in our area. So that's going to be a win. And then I'm also making sure I track Sisu every day at 5 o'clock. Even if I'm not done, I still do it by the end of my day. So that's something I'm incorporating and it's starting to become a habit. So I'm happy about that.
Woo, I love it. I love it, man. And we feel your energy. And you also have a really cool event that you're representing. What is that event? Where's that at? Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh my God, if you guys don't know about Carnaval, it's once a year. Usually Brazil takes place in February, but it takes place in California right around the end of May. Team Fast is going to be representing this year as a vendor inside the actual parade 2 days, the 27th and the 28th. I think it's anywhere between 10 and like 4 p.m. or something like that, but it's all day. Come see us if you can, get tickets. It's going to be a live event. But it's going to be 10 of us from Team Fast. We're going to have our booth up. We're going to be talking about real estate, but we're really showing off the diversity of Team Fast. And we're representing as culture and what talent we have in Team Fast and in the real estate industry. So please come if you can.
If you can, drop the dates down below so we can come out and support. I want to be there. I want to support. So I love this, you guys. I want to start out with that tone. We're going to do more of this because I think that it's important for you guys to hear, what people are experiencing in their personal life and in their business life. And so let's do this, you guys. I want you to think about this, whether you write these numbers down or just be introspective with me for a moment. So let's do this. I want you to know that the 139 days have already passed in this year so far, 139 days. And it's crazy to think. I want you to think about this in the context of hours. That means so far this year, we have had 16,664 beautiful hours of life. How many of those hours were spent in your business? Then if you look back in your business, and we're almost at the 6-month mark, we're almost at the mid-year point, where are you at? And when you think about where you're at, like, what have you actually done? Have you stacked excuses or have you made progress in your business? Are you clear on what your rocks are? And we're going to review your VTO right now. Your VTO is your Vision Traction Organizer. Are you constantly checking in with that? Do you have that on your desk? Is it somewhere where you constantly can look at your numbers and be like, okay, I'm off? Or did I say that I was going to hit this amount of transactions and this amount of conversations, and these were my rocks, like my follow-up boss and my systems? I still hear people say, now I'm not going to call anybody out on this call. I still hear people say that at 6 months in, they've joined us 6 months in. Shit, I hear people yearn. I still need to get my systems in place. Well, hold on a second. If part of your goal was for the year to hit 20 transactions and part of your rocks, your immovable, was to create better systems and to make sure you have operational efficiencies that support that 20 deals, why haven't you put that into place? Why haven't you spent an hour, 2 hours, put your phone on airplane mode and dive into your systems, because you know that that is going to support that big vision of you hitting 20, right? So my question for everybody is, how have you spent this last 139 days? 16,664 hours we've had in this beautiful year. All the things that you want to accomplish when you're writing out your goals, when you're looking at what you wanted to accomplish, when you really broke down this VTO and said, okay, I have a 1-year plan for myself. I know what I want to make by the end of the year. I know who I'm going to impact based on the result of the money that I'm going to make. I know who I'm going to put on and how that money is going to change my life. I know what type of profit I'm going to make. And here's the measurables. Here's the measurables. How many conversations have I had? How many appointments have I gone on? How many listings have I taken? How many new buyers have I gotten into contract? Those are things that you can measure. Well, if you can't right now at 6 months in, 5 months and 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you can't say, you know what? I'm looking back over my last 6 months, 5 months, and man, I have had X amount of conversations, X amount of phone calls, X amount of buyers appointments, listing appointments, and I have done 1,000 videos so far this year that have given me X amount of leads from social media. I'm on pace. And when I think about my rocks, every single quarter, we've gone through 2 quarters almost. Maybe that first quarter was making sure that I have my follow-up boss in place. I launched a MailChimp campaign. I launched this, all these things that are operational efficiencies that support your big goal. So if you don't have those things in place, you're not running a business. You guys have to get very clear right now, mid-year, where you're at. And I want to share some stats and I want to share some numbers with you, and I want to edify these people. And I could go on because there's tons of you guys. This is in the past 30 days. And check this out. Alejandra, she knocked on 110 doors and had 135 conversations. How does she know? She can look in her CSU. How do I know? I can look in her CSU. Jennifer Angel, 317 doors she has knocked on, just this month alone, and we're only at the 18th, and she's had 68 conversations. Christy, 178 doors she's knocked on, 27 conversations. Joe Ellen, 102 doors or 102 conversations. Stay with me. Denitza, 41 conversations. Let's see. Dominique, 189 doors. Omar, 68 doors and 22 conversations. Kuhn, 91 conversations. Right? So when you think about these numbers, and Kosi, 942 calls that he's made this month alone. Cynthia, 102 conversations. Vernon, 40 conversations. Lauren, 61 conversations. So when you guys think about that, those are the things that are going to lead you to having the productive year that you guys want for yourselves. Now you have to say, and Marty Cruz, I appreciate her being vulnerable. If I've done all this work and I'm still not getting the results, all right, cool. Now we have somewhere to focus on. I feel that I'm not that good at closing, or I'm not that good at objection handling. Well, shit, you're a workhorse. You're doing the work. Now let's refine that. But if you come into a coaching session with me and I have nothing to go off of, we're trying to find a path of how we're going to better serve you. And you don't even know what your own path is because you haven't tracked that shit at a very high level. So you guys run your business and run it as a true corporation. You are midway in right now. You either have slacked off or you have stepped up and you have put in the work. Where are you at? And what are you going to do for the rest of the year? What are you guys going to do for the rest of the year? And remember, like, who are the people in your circle right now that are going to be impacted by the results of your success? Who? Christmas, summertime, vacations, all the things, you guys. And I'm passionate about this because that is the one thing that we should be taking so serious in our life right now is our time. And are we wasting it? And you signed up for this career and you love it and you love the people, you love the energy, and oh my God, it feels so good. And then you run flat. So I want you to do a check-in with your business. And if you don't have the VTO, let me know. If you need to hop on a one-on-one call with me, let me know. If you've spent any time with me, one-on-one coaching, we're always going to go back to that. We're always going to go back to your time and your systems and how you're showing up on social media. So I'm going to offer that to you guys. If you guys need to set up a one-on-one with me, call eliasastudio.com, get on my calendar. But ask Vernon, ask Maria, ask Melody. Those conversations are not going to be easy. And it's not intended to be easy. It's intended to push you and make you think about your business in a completely different way. So I want to share those thoughts and that sentiment as we get started today and let you guys be able to look at yourself in the mirror right now and say, where am I at? Let's do this. I want to have a conversation with you guys, and I want to have a conversation that we started on Monday, and I want to come full circle on this. I want to ask you guys about your client journey. We are fortunate to be able to sit with a consumer journey expert last week in Arizona, and he brought tons of things to light to me. What I wanted to ask you guys right now, in your flow, is there things that you feel that you are doing that are separating you, that have created an enhanced consumer experience? And I'm not saying your basic shit. Do you have a dope follow-up video? Is there something that you're sending to people right now that is next level? Is there a follow-up cadence? Is there once you're in contract, is there a high note that you've created that once you're in contract? What do your videos look like throughout the transaction with your consumer? As soon as you book for an appointment, what happens then? I want you guys to share with me here in this environment, and everyone raise their hand if you have something. That way we can learn from each other things that you are doing right now that are creating a consumer experience that is enhanced. Or is there some ideas that you want to put into action based on thinking about it now that you feel like, you know what? It's really, really going to separate me. It's really going to separate me if I have a series of videos that I send in Mixmax that explain milestones like releasing of contingencies, right? Hey, Amy, what's going on? It's Elias. Just want to check in with you. I know we spoke yesterday. Tomorrow's a big day for you. Tomorrow, we're releasing your inspection contingency. As you know, we reviewed the general home inspection, the roof report, the pest report. We reviewed the SPQ and the TDS, and we didn't find anything on that. So those are really good signs. And tomorrow is the date that we release that contingency. So excited. I'll do the paperwork on my end, but just want to let you know that we're almost at another milestone, and I couldn't be more excited for you, because that means that you're getting closer and closer to moving into your new home. I'll see you guys and check in tomorrow, but I just wanted to send you this video that we were clear. If that's a heightened consumer experience, right? That's a heightened consumer experience. Here's another example. Melody, I know that you just got in a contract on 123 Main Street, and I couldn't be more excited for you. But there's something that oftentimes realtors don't talk about, and they don't talk about buyer remorse. I'm sure as a client right now, you're experiencing different type of emotions. You're thinking about all kinds of things, and oh my God, is this going to work me out? And you're going through a battery of different feelings right now. And I just want to let you know, as your trusted advisor, I'm in your corner. So if you need to talk, it's normal how you're feeling, but I don't want you to just look at the immediate. Really look down the road 10, 15, 20 years and how this is going to impact you and your family. So whatever you're feeling right now, it's completely normal. So if you need a shoulder, if you need to give me a phone call, human to human, I'm here for you. But Melody, I just want to let you know that whatever you're feeling right now is completely normal. If you need to talk to anybody, I'm here. We know that our consumers are thinking about that, but we don't ever talk about it. We don't ever talk about it, right? And so I want you to think, and Melody has her hand up, and I can't wait to hear from you. Think about your consumer journey right now. Pre-appointment, once you book the appointment, your buyer present, or excuse me, your buyer flow and your schedule of tours. Once they say, I want to write an offer, what does that look like? And then once they're in contract, what does that look like? When you go on a listing appointment, what are you sending before? What are you sending directly after? How does that look? What are you doing post-sale? You guys, let's unpack this, because my goal out of today's call is that you guys will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a fucking page of notes on things that you guys can do to heighten your experience for your consumer. So let's go. And you guys, I want some hands up. And if you don't have your hands up, throw them up, get involved. And if you've never spoken group coaching, get your hand up. Melody, let's go.
Okay, so one of the things that I learned from the Play Bigger Mastermind at last week was that we had a speaker come on stage. His name was George Bryant. And if you guys don't know who George Bryant is, he's a mastermind at business and highlighting the customer's fears and doubts and putting that under the spotlight and being able to address those issues up front so that they can have a smoother escrow process from beginning to end, a smoother consumer journey from beginning to end. So here's some of my notes. Your customers' results will tell them everything they need to know about you, right? Everything that they need to know about you. And one of my questions was, and I know Elias, you were there when I stood up and I asked this question on the mic, but how do they know what they need to know about you before escrow ends, right? Because when an offer gets accepted or when you go on the listing appointment, that journey is just beginning. They don't have any results yet, right? They're trusting you with one of the biggest decisions that they ever have. And so one of the things that George told me was sit down and map out the customer's journey. Right? You can do this on Mixmax. You can do this on Moxie. You could do it just with a pen and a piece of paper, but you can map out the customer's journey from beginning to end. Elias just highlighted this. What are the contingencies that they're going to be removing up front? What is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, 4, and 5 of the entire escrow process? Are you getting them excited and keeping that adrenaline going and keeping the positive vibes going so that they don't let fear and doubt settle in once the high of getting an offer accepted wears off, right? Because we all know buyer gets their offer accepted, they get the deposit in, they're all celebrating, they pop a glass of champagne, and then a couple of weeks later, they come back to you with all these questions, all these fears and these doubts. What are we doing as the professional to address those fears and those doubts up front so that they don't feel that buyer's remorse as hard? They might feel it, they probably will, but how can you mitigate that, right? By addressing those things. Bring awareness to their fears and their doubts. So sit down and think about all the fears and the doubts that a customer, a buyer, or a seller will have up front and map those things out. Congratulations, you just got your offer accepted. Congratulations, escrow has just received your deposit. We're moving on to phase 2. Congratulations, we're removing the inspection contingency. We were able to negotiate a $2,500 credit towards your closing costs. That's wonderful news. We're moving on to phase 3, which is now the appraisal. Here's what you can expect. Boom, 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 boom. And I'll just end it with this because I could just keep going on about this. But I want to give you guys 3 book recommendations that he gave the audience that I wrote down. The Catalyst by Jonah Berger. That's one of the books that George recommended that I'm going to be ordering and I'm going to be reading. What is it called? Contagious is another book that he told me to order. And then if you guys don't already have it, Atomic Habits. He did recommend one more. I believe it's in my photos. He wanted me to take a picture of it because it was in his bag, but I will go ahead and throw it in the group chat.
Awesome. I love this. I love this. Really great stuff, you guys. And I want to share an example of what this actually looks like. And it really, coincides with what Melody just shared. So this is a proposed marketing proposal, pre-marketing proposal for a listing appointment. Now, this is from a guy that took 90 listings last year, and he runs the same exact offense every single time. So let me share some of this with you. Dear Mariel and Sebastian, thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak to you about your home on Kelly. I look forward to meeting you both in person at 9 a.m. tomorrow. The client experience is a facet of the listing process that our team takes very serious. We hope that you will find the entirety of this pre-marketing proposal helpful. The general list, stay with me, the general list is designed to serve as a starting point, and it can be curated after our initial collaboration consultation. Right? Think about just how that paragraph is phrased. It's getting ahead of any of their thoughts. It's telling them that the client experience and that journey is at the cornerstone of what they represent as an organization. So that what they're doing is they're separating themselves from any other company that's going to come in and say the same old bullshit. Here's a recap of our conversation. I always love this. Think about this now, or this sequence. The discovery. We asked tons of questions. Hector, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. Wonderful, Hector. Now, Hector, I want to make sure that I heard you correctly, right? The recap of the conversation, and then here's what we do next, right? It is discovery, confirmation, and then a logical conclusion to everything that you just gained. Here's a recap of the conversation. Looking to sell, moving to Dublin. We'll be out of the home by April 22nd. Target to go live on May 11th. We'll need early quotes from handyman schedules, so on and so forth. Here's the marketing proposal. They've attached the CMA. They've attached a marketing plan. Below are some links from our previous, and if you don't have any previous listings, use the Team Fast listings. You can use that. Since our grand opening, they included a video that is from their grand opening 3 years ago. What I'm thinking about is, why not include that content is king video, our energy of a team, our 2022 year in review, like it's all the way live video. Like those are cool things that display the type of energy and culture and community that we have that you guys are going to leverage to better sell their home. So stay with me. The following links are some links from 5-star reviews. There's some testimonials. This is not a sexy email. And when you think about it, it's not sexy. It's not done in Canva. There's nothing to it, but it addresses every single thing that a client might be thinking about. So I want you to think about that when you are working with a buyer or when you are taking a listing. How can you enhance and answer questions and get in front of them before? We're going to come to Joellen in a second, but Joellen is always raising her hand. I want to ask you guys, other people on this call, to get involved in this conversation. What are you doing right now to give an enhanced consumer experience, or what are you going to do to put into your flow to make sure that that consumer experience is better? Who else has a contribution? I know we have our usual suspects, but who else? And I don't want you guys to be shy. Go ahead, Vernon. Let's hear from you, big dog.
Well, I want to incorporate some snippets of what you just showed us, because as a newer agent, I don't have that cadence down in detail, such as what you just provided for me. Now, yes, I do communicate thoroughly. I think that's one of my strong suits in terms of educating and informing and being available and throughout the entire process. Of course, starting with the consultation, I do communicate more directly than I do email, but I need what you just presented to us kind of like as a template. I may not be able to populate all of that material because I'm just not at that stage yet, but what I can populate or how I can modify that is perfect. That's what I need.
And you know what? Every single person on this team has and Judith, if you can, or Roma or Ria, if you're on, drop the Team Fast listings. You all have a link and you can put that into a high note. You can put that into your email. You guys have videos that we've created. It's all the way live. That last video, Vernon, that you're in, the Be You But Fast, that shit is dope, right? When you think about that, like that's our team talking about it. Now, does it have everything to do with like sales? No, it has nothing to do, but it shows them the type of people that they get to work with and what you stand for, right? When people understand what you stand for, it wasn't Martin Luther King saying, I have a plan. He said, I have a dream, and people followed him because they believed in what he believed in. And when you create something like that and you have that to be like, hey, I want to showcase who we are and what we represent as a team. Well, cool. So now what I've done is I've let people in and let them connect with who I am as a human being before we even get there. And those are things, Vernon, that are already built for you. And now you use that as a tool, as a leverage point, and what that email does. And you guys have it. It's all in Slack. Just search Kevin Cruz email template. Each of you guys have that. Put that into your flow, refine, define, enhance, and put your own touch on it. And I promise you, great things will come from that, because it's working for them. Once again, we want to remove guesswork for you guys. I don't want to work in theory, right? My coaching style is not based on theory or opinion. It's based on what is working, who is my lineage, what has worked for them, what is the framework, and let's deliver that to our team. So Vernon, I love that.
Where do we get the actual live link to, say, one of the last video that we put out from the team? Where will we get that actual link?
Just ask Patrick. He'll shoot Patrick a DM on Slack and be like, hey, can I get the link to the last Be You But Fast or the all the way live video? Yeah. And he'll send you the raw video. Yes. Sir. And then this email, just search Kevin Cruz email template and you'll go right down here and you'll see everything that it was included in this, and you can copy it and jack it and do your own. This has already been used by somebody the other day, two people, and it's worked out and it's been effective.
Thank you.
All right, Vernon, I love it. Great contribution. Let's go to Michelle, and then we will come back to Joellen, not to skip Joellen, but I want to make sure that we hear from a couple people as well on this. Melody, first off, was that a new hand or an old hand? Old hand? Okay, cool. All right. Shelly, let's hear from you.
Thanks. Okay, so I haven't had, the only 2 sales I've had were my own, and I haven't had any clients yet, but like attending these meetings is really helpful because then I can get some insight on how you guys better prepare for the client journey. But I feel like kind of a cliche reason for getting into real estate, but I had bad experiences with other realtors. So kind of what I plan to do is write down all of the things that they did that didn't make me feel comfortable in my transactions and do the opposite of that, because that was what really motivated me. I didn't like that there was no communication. I didn't like that I felt like I was on the last of their list on the back burner, and I felt pressured into different neighborhoods that I didn't want to be in. Ended up in a house that I didn't want to live in because that's the neighborhood that my realtor, ex-realtor, lived in. So just kind of navigating all of that information and then doing the opposite so that hopefully I can help my clients not feel how I felt.
This is so smart, Shelly, because you've experienced it from a consumer's side and you've had a bad experience, right? You've had a bad experience and now you're going to change that narrative. So when we think about this, you guys, unfortunately, as real estate professionals, have a very, very low consumer rating. We've talked about this before. The reason why realtors have such a bad consumer rating is because just what happened with you, right? And when you say that, that literally goes into a realm of things that are not even legal in the context of California Association of Realtors. That's in the realm of steering, right? That's in the realm of steering. We're not supposed to even say those words. And so The
That's what,
fact
yeah.
that you know what the concerns of a consumer are because you've experienced that, then create a flow that takes away all of that friction and helps them understand that you are a trusted advisor and you are a guide through the entire process. That's going to separate you. That is going to separate you. So I love it. And I love the way you're thinking. Sorry you had a bad experience, but congratulations that you're going to do something about it.
Thanks.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Rico, let's hear from you, bro. Are you going to talk about how you create a heightened consumer experience or what you're going to do to create a heightened consumer experience? I want to make sure we stay targeted on this conversation.
For sure. So this is along the lines of what I'm going to be doing. Really, after we talked about map making and just eliminating the unknown from the experience for our consumers and just letting them know like, oh, here's one checkpoint, here's one milestone, and just giving them kind of an order of operations so they understand the flow of things, and then they understand that we're present and we're mindful through each stage. So they don't necessarily feel like there's these moments where, oh, he hasn't contacted me in a few days. Like, they always know that I'm going to be there in some way, shape, or form. Or if they have any questions that I can, answer or be of service with, they'll know I'll be there. So I think that that's really powerful when it comes to just creating kind of just like, just an order of operations with that.
I love it. You know what I've seen really effective? And if you have that, you can, or if you have it in a high note, please drop it in the chat below. Like, as they're getting ready to move into the home, maybe it's a 2-week or 1 week right before close of escrow, like, are you sending them, or maybe it's earlier than that, let's probably get in front of this a little bit earlier. Are you sending them a high note that has all of the local schools, all the main municipalities, when the trash trucks come, what is the route, what's the routine, how do they get the trash cans if they don't have them already? Like, how are they going to make that easy? Here's some links to, different services that are city provided, whatever the case is. Like, make it easy for them, right? Make it easy for them so they really understand, like, wow, like they went above and beyond to help me understand every single thing, and they didn't miss anything. I think when you think about a consumer journey, I think that the details is what we lack. You guys already have a good flow, and there's top producers on this call right now. You have a really good flow, but the attention to detail is what really stands out. Like, wow, that was incredible. When we attended that event last week, from the text messages to the water bottles, to the reminders, to the pins, to the workbook on the table, every single little thing was thought of. And for me, as a consumer being in that room, that's an event that I'll remember for the rest of my life, because of the details. I've been to giant events, and I can't even tell you half of the stuff that I learned because it was too big. So I want you guys to really focus on all the what we think is minor details. To them, this is major. This is major. So really good stuff, Rico. Nias, let's hear from you. I need 2 other people to get involved in this conversation. And then we'll go to Joellen next. But Nias, rapid fire, is it something that you are doing to enhance the consumer experience or are going to do?
Well, it's kind of going backwards to where I need to do it, and I need to, implement it as well. When I had my 2 listings last year, when I ended up with my 2 listings or my 2 buyers last year were closings. I didn't know how to, they were like friends and family. And so I really didn't kind of go into the consumer experience because it was like constant conversation with them. I didn't put it into a system like with emails to be able to update them and stuff like that. And so that's things that I need to be able to do because that helps with like more time management. And, it's been like, I had like 2-hour conversations that could have been like really relieving as far as just going through and telling them as far as what next to expect. One of the experiences I'm dealing with right now is that I got a referral from another realtor to be able to service that client up here in the Sacramento area. And I didn't take that person through those steps right now. And so we were supposed to, 2 weeks of finding properties, finally found a property. And when it was time to put an offer on it, it's like she ghosted on me. It's like I haven't heard from her for like a week or whatever. And the offer was due like 2 days ago to be able to put it in for the decision to be made yesterday. But the thing is, though, is that when I got that referral, I never set up and, like a real buyer's consultation to be able to put those things in place. It's like I took the referral from them and just assumed that I just go start showing houses or whatever. And now it's like, I can't hear from her. And although the other listing agent is, communicating, we're still working together with that client, she's ghosting him as well. So it's like, where do I go from here? So I think that given that consumer experience, even if you're getting referrals, to be able to make sure that they kind of have your flow of how things is going to happen during this process and don't just pick up on it, just assuming that the other agent or whatever have done that and they understand it.
Yeah. And you know what? I love this. And this goes down to before you even book for a buyer's and listen, if you're in our environment and you're not doing buyer's consultations, then you're doing everything wrong. And you need to go back to the drawing board and do a buyer's consultation. That's a non-negotiable. Even our top producers that will sell $30 million in homes this year will still do a buyer's consultation. That's a non-negotiable. You can't do a buyer's consultation while you're walking a property. I hear that all the time and it's weak. Do a full buyer's consultation and let them know, I just got you as a lead, Nias. Wonderful. I'm going to send a quick introduction text message with a video. Hey, Nias, I know we haven't met yet. We spoke briefly on the phone, but I want to put a face to the name. Once again, I'm Elias. Looking forward to meeting you guys. And here's what we're going to do next. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And in the meantime, if you have any questions at all, let me know. I'm looking forward to serving you and your family and being your advocate throughout this journey. Looking forward to meeting you and Judith tomorrow. That's it. Right. So now what I've done, I put a face to the name. I've started that cadence. I've started that rhythm. And now every single thing that I do post that is going to be on top. It's going to be enhanced. It's going to be a better consumer experience. Me and Melody worked a deal before. We were out there. Videos were following up. There was emojis. There was so much communication on a human level. And they're still calling us for advice, So every single person needs to have a flow. And I'm going to let you guys in on something. I want to talk to you guys about a consumer experience and an email that I just wrote this morning. And I can hide the name here. So I'm just going to share this with you. So I met with the company yesterday and let's see. Yeah. All right. So there's nothing in here. This is proprietary. This is not proprietary. No, actually there's a name in there. So let me just stop. I'll just read this to you. All right. So met with a large company yesterday about having them join forces with EXP, not Team Fast, but I met with a big company yesterday and I went in there because they were open-minded enough to at least talk with us. And here's the consumer journey for them. Right. So this morning I unpacked the whole entire conversation. I went to my notes. I said, okay, how can I make this better for them? And this was my follow-up. Great spending time with you and learning about your illustrious real estate journey and your vision for the future. What we also thoroughly enjoyed the banter and getting to know you as humans. What you've built is nothing short of remarkable. You've done an incredible job at capturing market share and mind share. Your culture is this, and spirit is your intangible, what makes a clear delineation amongst other brands in your area. So hats off to you and your team. Here's my thoughts on what we do next. As your business evolves and new players start to take the helm, protecting your legacy is of the utmost importance. How can we clearly document your journey, create training and coaching based on your tutelage and years of experience, bring heightened exposure to your culture, increase lead conversion, and enhance your clients' after-sale journey? Those are areas based on our group and our experience that we can provide guidance. This will ensure that your legacy thrives even without you being present. These are areas I feel that this advisory board can help you elevate. Like I stated yesterday, this group allows you to eliminate guesswork with proven strategies and blueprints that are shared in our group. We stand on a pillar of abundance over scarcity. Now, it may not be for you and it may be for you, but let's start with bringing you to a mastermind. Let's start with bringing you to a general's call. Here's 2 links to review EXP, the revenue plan explained. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I ended it with, we are looking forward to our continued conversations and building our relationship. Thanks again for your time, your energy, and laughter. He's already opened that email 4 times, and I sent that email an hour ago. 4 times, and I sent it an hour ago. And that is the start of building a consumer experience on that end. So the things that I'm asking you guys to do, I will do 100% the same. I will do it the same, but in a different context. So I want to share that with you because it was in direct alignment with what we're talking about. And the guy has already opened it 4 times. And so we know that, okay, something about the email spoke to him because it was real. And he's like, wow. Do you know what he told me? He's like, thank you so much for not showing me a PowerPoint, Elias. I was like, you're welcome. We just had a conversation. We laughed. He spilled water all over the table. We had banter. but we build a great relationship with them. So nice, good point. Chris B, let's hear from you, and then we're gonna start unpacking the conversation. Chris B.
Yeah, so let me just have a seat here real quick. A little winded, but anyways, yeah, everything that you guys are talking about is totally true. It's about the conversations and really connecting on a relationship, not transactional base. I know a lot of agents are doing the work and they're feeling frustrated, but how many conversations are you having? Just a minute ago, a lead came in, called for me off my internet about my listing in the Thomas, and he's selling a house in Washington. First, they were just like, yeah, tell me something about the property. I told him it was just a property. I heard a baby crying in the background, and he's like, we have about 6 to 9 months looking up to 800, 900,000. So I asked the right questions and said, so what's your time frame? What exactly you're looking for? And he was like, well, we want good schools because we have a 1-year-old, as you can hear. And I was like, honestly, tell you the truth, my listing doesn't have the best schools, but I have other properties that I can show you in better school districts that are in the same price range that, in my opinion, would better suit your needs. Then he comes talking about, I'm coming there Saturday, so I'm meeting him here at 9 a.m. Saturday before I do my open house. So it's about just connecting and having those conversations. I had a buyer's consultation with Sophia yesterday, and it was an op city lead, and all kinds of agents are hitting up. And Sophia forced him to go on a Zoom call with us, and he was kind of iffy about the market. And I just straight up just told him what we learned from Wednesday, that the 30, 60, 90-day lates are at historic lows. I know you have fear from your past 2008 when you lost your home. It was a totally different market. I broke down the stats. Everybody knows there's low inventory and high demand all over the country. So what else can you provide of value to connect and get their reassurance? Our job is to be professional problem solvers, to handle their objections, take the stress away from it, to connect and to give those facts and data to make you feel confident. So if you're doing the actions but you're not getting the results, you need to focus on your conversations. Are you really in the moment? Are you asking the correct questions? So many people just say, oh, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Low inventory is a great market. Call me and I'll take care of you. And they're not even really, connecting, and they're not saying nothing. They give a smile and it's awkward. And then their lead is like, oh, you're a nice person, but you're not what I'm looking for. So everybody needs to really work. It's a professionals market. There's less business out there, and there's agents that are hungry right now. And everybody in Team Fast should feel like a professional, because we have the collective genius and knowledge in this brokerage, and we have the training, and we have everybody to lean on. So be the professional, go out there and kick ass, be confident, and close the deal and connect with your clients by stating the data and fact and knowing the real market that you're focused on. So I just, I hear what everybody's saying, and I appreciate y'all. That's my little 2 cents right now. Thank you, everybody.
Man, Chris B, I mean, over 15 years of experience. So this dude, maybe in a sense, he would think maybe he doesn't need to be here, but homie doesn't miss the coaching, right? And he always is here to learn and is still a student. And what I love about that, what did he say about the professionals? Wait, let me read this. Let me make sure I have this. It's a professionals market. Going back to our Wednesday call, you guys, remember, what is the depth of your dialogue? Right? What is the depth of the relationships that you build? Think about those things and say, how well am I really, really connecting with people? And am I asking them the right questions that are going to lead to the results that I want? I said this on script role play yesterday. Think of yourself as a great litigator. Your job is to ask the best questions, right? Ask the best questions and listen, but you're not just asking questions, ask questions like you truly want to uncover everything that there is that you need to know for them so you can better serve them. So I love that you said that, Chris. I love this conversation. You guys, I can have this all day, but let's do this. I want to go around the room and hear a couple key takeaways from people on the call today. Let's go to Jessica Hernandez. Let's hear from you, a couple key takeaways from your time together, from our time together. And Jessica, I want to give you a shout out. Still in the process, right? Getting licensed. And I challenge her just to show up more and get on social more and tell her journey, and literally went from nothing to now she's becoming a content creator. So Jessica, let's hear from you.
Yes. Hi. Thank you. So one key takeaway, I'd say that I really need to focus on how I speak to people. I know that that's something that I struggle with myself. I also purchased that book that Maricruz purchased. And I finished that book, I think it was like a month ago. And it's a really amazing book. And I just feel like that's something that I want to keep practicing right now before I actually start. But my key takeaway is to focus on my communication skills.
Yes, I love this. I love this. The best communicators are the ones that are always going to win. And so I really, really appreciate you saying that. You guys, in regards to that, exactly what to say, just so you guys know, and for the people that don't know, I want to share this with you. In Slack, we fastized this thing, and we made the exactly what to say by Phil Jones, and we put it in fast real estate branding. So you guys have that. If you don't have the book, or if you do have the book, you can also go here and just download this and have this and print this out so you guys have it. And it's all branded in Fast Real Estate EXP. So really good takeaway. Let's go to Melody. Was that a new hand up with the takeaway? Let's hear from you. And then I'm going to go over to, just so you're on deck, Cody. And then I'm going to go to Giovanna. So let's go.
Yeah, I didn't have a contribution. I just wanted to send a big birthday shout out to Kuhn. It's Kuhn's birthday today. So I just wanted to say happy birthday. And Kuhn, you weren't there at the Play Bigger Mastermind, but you were up on the big screen. They actually had a slide about you, and they said, be a Kuhn. So if you don't know what that means, you can ask Elias, he'll explain. But be a Kuhn. Happy birthday, Kuhn.
Kuhn, are you still here, bro? I know you were on the elliptical earlier. All right, you make sure that you guys say hi and happy birthday to Denitza as well as to Kuhn. But I love it. Let's hear from, where was it? Let's go to Stephanie Seja. Let's hear from you. Key takeaways from our time together today. Stephanie going once, Stephanie going twice. Once again, I'm not going to call on anybody if you don't have your camera on. So let's go to Cody. Cody, key takeaways from our time together today.
So one of the key takeaways is in the beginning you were talking about if you're not getting results, like what are you really putting into it? What are you really doing about it? So I think definitely it's kind of like a get what you give type of situation, sink or swim. So really kind of learning what it really takes to succeed in this. You got to really put in the work and really be persistent with that. That we just touched on about like really making a human connection. And I come from a bartending background, so that's also something my manager preaches to me all the time, where he says, don't just be an order taker. You want to really connect with the person and give the person an experience. So I think that's kind of something I'm learning with like being a real estate agent. You don't just want to be someone that brings someone through the motions. You want to connect with them and build a relationship with them, and then that'll keep them coming back to you. And also, word of mouth is the best form of advertising. So they're probably going to come to their friends who want to sell a house or buy a house, and they're going to say, hey, this guy's is this, he's an expert, he's a really great guy, he can really make the experience a great experience. So I think creating an experience for the consumer, for the client, is really, really key. That's what I took away.
It's of the utmost. Great stuff, man. I love the takeaway. We have a guest on the line today, and he would like to speak. But before we go any further, I got asked this a couple of times. I was surprised not too many people asked me for this. And so, oh, shoot. Hold on one second, you guys. I want to make sure that everybody right now has the home equity report. All right. This is something that you guys need. It's something that you guys should have. This is something that you guys should be launching on social media. I've already seen it circulating quite a bit. So I want to make sure that everyone has this. So here you go. Don't say I didn't do anything for you. It's here. It's for you. It's ready to go. Boom, bam, bing. It is in the chat. Do what you will with it. Lisette did a cool voiceover to it, or a green screen to it. It's there, nice. Now you have it. Colin Elbasani, let's hear from you. You're wrapping up our session, big dog. Key takeaways from your time together with us today.
Hey, good morning, Elias. Good morning, everyone. Elias is a former coach of mine, and just can't get enough of him to the present. Key takeaway for me is, I hear what everyone's saying about relationship building and establishing a bond. And I try to be all kind of gregarious and happy-go-lucky, but the problem is I sort of sacrifice coming with something really prepared. I worry that I might sound too scripted, too rigid, but the problem is I err on the side of being too casual. And before you know it, yeah, you know, we're jibbing, we're jabbing, we're talking, we're yicking, yakking, but we're not really, I'm not giving people a clear message. They're not getting a takeaway from me. They're not coming away with bullet points that are valuable. And that's a big problem. So my big takeaway, all this stuff about coming with data, coming with facts, the problem is, as Chris was saying, it's a professional's market, right? So if you're coming all happy-go-lucky and I'm your pal and everything, that's cool, you're building a bond, but it's also business. And with business comes a presentation with substance, with concrete facts. And that's my problem. That's my problem, not coming organized.
I love it. And Colin, like that's great, because I feel that we're similar in that, right? Like I can get far with my energy. I can get really, really far with my energy, but it's not enough. It's just not enough, you guys. Check the depth of your dialogue. Check the depth. And you guys are going to hear me say this. It's probably going to be my theme for the next, 30, 60 days. Check the depth of your dialogue. And if you feel like you can't really provide that much depth, then you need to read more. You need to research more, and you need to become a better student of this game. So you guys, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for all your contributions. Can I get a thumbs up if you thought this session was good?
Dope.
Cool. I appreciate you guys. Listen, I love you. And I tell you that because I truly, truly love being a part of your guys' journey. And I love you enough to push you. And I love you enough to say, wake the fuck up and do something better for your life and your business. That's how much I love you. I love you to have tough conversations. I love you enough to say, hey, what you posted on social is ugly and the lines are off. I love you that much. I love you that much. So you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. Thank you for contributing. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Peace.
Peace.